Okay, here we see it coming in. The Earth is the blue line. And that's where it goes out. Okay, let's see it. We'll see it again. There we go, there we go. The Earth is the blue. Okay, all right. Okay. There we go. The Earth is the blue. Right there. Okay, did you see that? Okay. Then it goes back out again. I don't know what kind of material it has in its tail. We have not seen that. They said some kind of carbon. Comet Atlas inbound. It takes about 5,000 years, and it's now coming to us. It will reach Earth's closest point May 23rd, and perihelion near the Sun on May 31st. This comet with a near parabolic orbit was discovered by the Atlas survey just recently, last month, December 28th of 2019. And as of a few days ago, April 2nd, the comet may be disintegrating. Comet Atlas, or C2019Y4, is right now the brightest comet of 2020 and can be found in the constellation Camelopardalis, which in Greek means giraffe, with binoculars or a telescope. It's expected that the comet will continue to brighten, and it's possible the comet may be visible with the naked eye sometime this month or in May. But right now you can see it with binoculars if you look towards the northwest. It'll reach the nearest point to Earth May 23rd and come to perihelion that is closest to the Sun May 31st. So in 7 days, it will have gone 93 million miles in 7 days. That's what, 13 million miles a day. So I don't even know. I'm trying to find out how fast this thing is going, and I can't find out. 13 million miles a day. 13 million is about, 500,000. About 500,000 miles an hour. 13 a day? No. 20, I don't even have a calculator. Divided by 220, okay, about 400,000 miles an hour. Am I right? I can't find the speed for this thing. I've looked everywhere, and they do not tell us the speed. They only tell us that, I mean, if it's that fast, that's amazingly fast. So in 7 days, from May 23rd, it will be closest to Earth and closest to the Sun on May 31st. And we know the distance from the Earth to the Sun is 93 million miles. That's 1 AU. So 93, say 70 million miles. That's 10 million a day divided by 4. That's what? 2 point something million miles a day. So that's what? About 100,000 miles an hour. That's tremendously fast. Now, discovery, as we said, was December 28, 2019, with the Mauna Loa Hawaii telescope, and it's named Atlas because it was the images were taken as part of the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert system. They look out for possible near-Earth hazardous asteroids and minor planets, and they call it Atlas for short. At the time of its discovery, the comet shone at a magnitude 19.6 in the constellation Ursa Major, as viewed from Earth. Larry Deneau was the first to identify the object's cometary appearance, in the placing the object in the Minor Planet Center's possible comet confirmation page, alerting other astronomers, and further observations over subsequent days identified a comma, or the comet tail, became increasingly apparent as observations continued. Now, there are those that say that this could possibly be linked to the orbit of a near identical body, the so-called Great Comet of 1844. Like the 1844 comet, Atlas follows a trajectory that would require 6,000 years total per orbit, and may take it to beyond the other reaches of our solar, 6,000 years. So if you divide that trajectory 6,000 years, about half would be 3,000 years. Could this be what came around 4,000 BC, around the time of, we know that Exodus was around 1,500 BC, but this was around us a lot earlier than that. Probably the far distant past, as much larger comet occupied the same orbit, but fragmented into several pieces, including the piece that was the 1844 comet, and also this one coming at us now, the Atlas comet. But any comparison is dangerous. The 1844 comet was not discovered until shortly after the perihelion, so we have no knowledge of its brightness behavior beforehand. But the information right now, all we know about Atlas, and we won't be able to see the object after it reaches the sun. But that's according to space.com. But the continuing on after the discovery on Wikipedia, the initial observations began February, near the end of March this year. Comet Atlas brightened from magnitude 17 to magnitude 8, representing a 4,000-fold increase in brightness. And in March of 2020, the comet's brightness increased another 4 magnitudes. And it has a current green or aqua color, arising from emissions of diatomic carbon, and with a multicolored tail, more than twice as wide as the sun. The tail is twice as big as the sun. The outer reaches of Atlas's tail are still faint, but the gaseous filaments can be sweeping across the stars as a diffused object, and the comet will need to reach an apparent magnitude of 3 to 4 to be obvious to the casual observer. As of now, early April, comet appears to be fading. The orbit, at the time of the discovery, it was nearly 3 astronomical units from the sun, about 270 million miles that is away. The first orbital calculations from the comet were published by the Minor Planet Electronic Circular and were based on observations between December 28, 2019 and January 9, 2020, which indicate a 4,400-year orbital period and perihelion of 0.25 AU. Similarities were noted between the orbital elements of this comet Atlas and the Great Comet of 1844, as we said. The JPL Small Body Database, using an epoch of February 18, 2020, shows Atlas with an orbital period of approximately 6,000 years, but this solution includes perturbations while inside the planetary region. A more useful inbound barycentric solution before the comet entered the planetary region shows an orbital period of about 4,800 years. The comet tail will reach its nearest point to the sun May 31st, 2020, and after leaving the planetary region, the comet will have an outbound orbit of about 5,200 years. Now, during January to March of this year, the comet was located in the constellation Ursa Major. Throughout the month of April, the comet will be in the constellation of Camelopardalis, meaning giraffe in Greek. And on May 12th, it will move into Perseus, and it will be its closest point to Earth May 23rd, during a new moon, when the comet will be 17 degrees from the sun. At its perihelion, May 31st, it will be in the Taurus constellation, 12 degrees from the sun. So if you have binoculars and you have a clear sky, you can see it from now towards the northwest sky, just sort of horizontal from the Big Dipper. So good luck if you want to see it. Hopefully you'll see it. And in a little while, we'll be able to see it with our naked eyes too. It's fascinating to know that the last time this came around to us, the ancient Egyptian pharaohs were looking at it. Can you imagine? We're talking about 4,800 years ago. The ancient Egyptians were seeing this. 4,800 years ago, 2,800 BC, before the Exodus. So definitely the pharaohs were seeing this same comet coming around, whizzing around, making its last inbound approach to Earth. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.